Zechariah 8. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is short for Yahweh, Yahweh, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. There's no difference. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. Yah is an extremely jealous El. He doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips, and the letter J is about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. In a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua. Zechariah 8. And the word of YahWeh of hosts came, saying, Thus said YahWeh of hosts, I shall be jealous for Sion, Tsion, with great jealousy, with great wrath I shall be jealous for her. Thus said YahWeh, I shall return to Sion, and I shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called City of the Truth, and the mountain of YahWeh of hosts, the set-apart mountain. Thus said YahWeh of hosts, again old men and old women shall dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, each one with his staff in his hand because of great age. And the streets of the city shall be filled with boys and girls playing in the streets. Thus said YahWeh of hosts, if it is marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it also be marvelous in my eyes, declares YahWeh of hosts? Thus said YahWeh of hosts, see, I am saving my people from the land of the sunrise and from the land of the sunset, and I shall bring them back, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I shall be their Elohim in truth and in righteousness. Thus said YahWeh of hosts, let your hands be strong, you who are listening to these days, to these words, or in these days to these words, from the mouth of the prophets of the day the foundation was laid for the house of YahWeh of hosts, the Hekel that was to be rebuilt. For before these days there was not a wage for a man, nor a hire for beast, and there was no peace for him who went out or came in, because of his enemies. And I set all men one against another, but now I am not as in the former days to the remnant of this people, declares YahWeh of hosts. But now I am not as in the former days to the remnant of this people, declares YahWeh of hosts. Because of the sowing of peace, the vine does give its fruit, the ground does give her increase, and the heavens do give their due, and I shall cause the remnant of this people to inherit all these, and it shall be as you were a curse among the nations, O house of Yehudah and house of Israel. So I shall save you, and you shall be a blessing. Do not fear, let your hands be strong. For thus said YahWeh of hosts, as I proposed to do evil to you when your fathers provoked me, declares YahWeh of hosts, and I did not relent. So again in these days I have purposed to do good to Jerusalem and to the house of Yehudah. Do not fear. These are the words you should do. Speak the truth to one another. Judge with truth and right ruling for peace in your gates. And do not plot evil in your heart against another. And do not love a false oath. For all these I hate, declares YahWeh. And the word of YahWeh of hosts came to me saying, Thus said YahWeh of hosts, the fast of the 4th, and the fast of the 5th, and the fast of the 7th, and the fast of the 10th months, as to be joy and gladness and pleasant appointed times for the house of Yehudah, and they shall love the truth and the peace. Thus said YahWeh of hosts, peoples shall yet come, inhabitants of many cities, and the inhabitants of the one to go to another, saying, let us earnestly go and pray for YahWeh and seek YahWeh of hosts. I myself am going. And many peoples and strong nations shall come to seek YahWeh of hosts in Jerusalem and to pray before YahWeh. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, in those days 10 men from all languages of the nations take hold, yes, they shall take hold of the edge of the garment of a man, a Yehudi, Yehud, with a line underneath of it, I, saying, let us go with you, for we have heard that Elohim is with you. "10 men from all languages of the nations." That's a lot of people. Last time I checked, there's like... Actually, you know what? I've never even looked up how many languages are on this earth right now. The alphabet people have their own language, something like that's new. But like outside that, there's probably like... I think there's like 2 or 3, or at least 4 or 5 different languages per country, if I had to assume. Yeah.